bar of E, bar of A, and then this pattern. All I Want for Christmas by Mariah Carey is pretty much a classic Christmas song now, and it's a really fun bass line to play, and it's got some great walking lines in it. It's not too tricky to play, but for those of you that are new to bass, I'll do a simplified version as well for you to play. Stick around to the end of the video as I'll play that simplified version in full at the end. So for bass we've got 4 bars rest first of all, and then we've got these long notes. We've got a G, a B, a C and an E flat, and they're all for 2 whole bars or measures each. So we start on the 3rd fret of the E string, so G, and then we've got B, 2nd fret of the A string, and then C, up 1 fret, and then E flat, and I play it here, 6 of the A string. So we count 2 bars on each of those notes, and then we drop down to a D. This is a bar and a half, and then B, E, E flat, and then a bar of D, E, A, and D. I've written this whole bass line out on a PDF. You can get that by clicking the link below in the description. There's also a tab version and a simplified version as well. So if you click on the link, I'll send you an email with those 3 downloads. To get into the verse, we play this figure here. So there's 3 bar rests after the long notes, and then Now this rhythm has a swing feel, and the nearest we can get to notating that is by putting a dotted 8th note followed by a 16th note. So now if we didn't have that swung, it would be. So we just put that rhythm down and we put swing above it. Now if you see at the beginning of the piece, I've put swing the dotted rhythm, so that's what that means. But you can hear that. Okay. The bass line for the verse mainly consists of quarter notes with the odd walking line thrown in every 2 or every 4 bars. And you may want to note that we play these notes fairly short. We don't play them really short, we play them with a bit of separation, so not, or so. And the way we notate that is we put a dot with a line across it at the top. So that just means play a little bit of separation on each note. And you can hear that on the recording, and I think that really drives the bass line along and drives the whole song along. So you'll hear from the verse that we've got 8 bars, and if you look at the PDF as well that you can get below, we've got 8 bars, and then we've got another 8 bars of the same bass line. It might have a slight variation in some of the notes, but it's the same chords. And then we have another 8 bars that are different. If you want to play the simplified version, and then those first 8 bars, you'll play those, and the next 8 bars will be exactly the same, and then we'll have something different for the last 8. So if we look at the harmony of the verse, which is another way of saying look at the chords, then we've got 4 bars of G, 2 bars of C and 2 bars of D sharp. So that's on G, and then we step up to C. So G, A sharp, B, G, C. So 3 on the E string, and then open A, 1 on A, 2 on A, and then G, C. So, and that gives that nice kind of jazz walking feel to the bass line. So we step up to this C, and then we've got A sharp, D sharp. So I play it here on the 6th fret of the E string, the A sharp there, and the D sharp on the 6th fret. So we've got C, 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 A sharp, D sharp. So. And then we're back to G again. So we've got that 8 bars repeated again for this section with a slight variation that you can get from the PDF. And then if we skip now to bar 42, so you can see I've got bar numbers at the beginning of each line. If you go back to from bar 44, so we've got these G's here, G, 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 D sharp, and then B, and then E. So again, I play this kind of around 5, 6, 7 of the E and the A string. You can play it down here, but I prefer it. B, E, E, drop down, D sharp, D, E, that's the last 8 bars of the verse. So have a look at the PDF and work that out. If you don't read, remember there's a tab version, and we're going to do a simplified version at the end of the video. So if we now move on to the bridge, so the bridge is just 4 bars repeated. So we've got a bar of G, bar of E, bar of A, and then this pattern. And that chord, you might recognise that, that's 1, 6, 2, 5, and it goes back to 1 again. So 1, 6, 2, 5, that's a really common jazz sequence that you'll hear on a turnaround, which is at the end of a section. And then we have verse 2, which is pretty much the same as verse 1. It's the same length, same chords, we've just got some different variations that you can see on the PDF. And then we have a bridge again, another bridge, which is the same. This time on the bridge, we just play quarter notes instead of, we just play quarter notes there, and then we move on to the middle section, which is bar 82. So we have 2 bars of B, and then the second bar leads down to E, E, and then B, E. Okay, so 2 bars of B, 2 bars of E, 2 bars of B, 2 bars of E, and then we've got D sharp for 2 bars, D, E, A, D, and then we go into verse 3, which is a shortened version. We haven't got the first 8 bars, we just got the last 2 lots of 8 bars there. So when you look at the PDF, you'll see that there's some variations again, and you can get that and work that out from the rhythm. There's quite a nice thing at the end of it. And if you've got a low D there, you can do that. So this is the last line of verse 3, so bar 110. So we've got D, so that's quite nice that. We're just using a pedal E. This is bar 111. And then leading into the ending, this is the same chords as the bridge. So we've got that triplet figure again, so we're fitting 3 1/8 notes into 2 1/8 notes, so it's called a triplet. So I've covered briefly the whole bass line there. Look at the PDF and look at the subtleties and what changes on each verse and each bridge section and the ending, and you should be able to play it all along with the track now. I'm now going to play the simplified version, and I've basically taken out a lot of the swing lines, so we've got mostly just quarter notes going through, and I'll break that down for you into intro, verses, bridge, etc. I hope this simplified version really helps those of you that are just starting out, so you all should be able to handle that with quarter notes. Remember, you've got the PDF of that simplified version also below in the description, and there's a tab on that version as well to help you if you can't read. Well, I hope you have fun with this bass line. Remember to subscribe to Greg's Bass Shed here on YouTube by clicking the subscribe button. You might also like my Christmas Carol medley, and I've also done a lesson on Last Christmas by Wham, and you can see both of those lessons in my festive playlist. They both come with PDFs which you can download as well. I hope you have a great Christmas, and I'll see you in my next video.